Good morning. My name is Michelle Arscott and I'm known as the International Life Coach and the International Kids Life Coach. I'm posting this video on behalf of H&S Online Digital Magazine, posting a series of videos on mental wellness and healthiness. So, today, actually over the last several days, I've been thinking about creativity. And I've just come off the yoga mat and I did a lovely session with Adrian and it was on about creative yoga. Creativity is just so important to us. If we can be creative, it just opens our minds, helps us to use other parts of our brains that we don't usually perhaps use, helps us to problem solve. And creativity can be in all aspects of our life. It doesn't have to be limited to, we can think about creativity as art or writing, but actually creativity can encompass all parts of our lives, because it's actually about thinking differently. So if we have a problem in our lives, we can look at it creatively and think of a different way of looking at the issue, a change of perspective. We can bring creativity in just regular things that we do in our lives to add that boost, which is great at this time where perhaps we're doing less things, more routine, not going out so much. So it's about bringing that creativity into our everyday life. So for example with me, I practice yoga a lot. So perhaps I decided to do it in a different place. So it's looking at routine things that we do and perhaps think about doing it in a different way. And of course creativity, we perhaps think about it in the sense of art and writing and things like that. And of course that is a wonderful outlet as well. And perhaps you don't feel like you're creative, but perhaps it's removing that mind perspective and seeing yourself creative, thinking about, what if I do paint? What if I do write? If you had a magic wand, what would you do? Creativity is also wonderful because it's letting go of judgment. It's doing things without judgment. And I think as we get older, if you think about as a child, you'd be creating all the time, writing, drawing, but as adults we often lose that. And that can be tied to judgment, feeling that we're not good enough at doing it. But really it's about just doing it and getting involved in the process and not judging, because when we create, we are relieving stress, we're opening our minds, it's making us feel happy, we're opening new avenues of our mind, so helping us to look at other things in our lives. So my tip today is, what can you do today that's creative? Maybe you can't think of something, so maybe tap into, what did you used to like doing as a child or when you were younger? What creative projects? Or is there a secret desire to do something? And there's many ways you can tap into creativity. You could buy yourself a paint set, a colouring set. You could decide to do cross stitch. You could decide to write, and writing can be in many ways. It could be simple journal activities where you just write what comes to mind. But just think of doing something creative. It's a great way of personal expression, a great way to release. And the thing is, when you do these things, then you find that other things might come to you. I myself have found that. I've been going down the creative route. I love writing, and I'm finding now that the ideas are just flowing. And sometimes those ideas can flow after we've had a time of stillness, of quietness, of thinking. I've had a couple of days where I've not done much, and I've now that the creativity is flowing. So maybe if you can't think of creative ideas, maybe just go outside and just connect with yourself and focus on the different senses, what you can see, what you can hear, what you can feel, and just see what comes up. And that's a great way to open the creativity channels. Another way is to put yourself in the mind of being a child and just go outside and just look at things through the eyes of a child, through the eyes of wonder, and just imagine all the things that they see. And then maybe that will tap into some creativity. Maybe you can draw or write or paint something that you saw from that exercise of just tapping into your inner child. So today, go and do something creative. Art, drawing, writing, listening to music, just opening yourself out, just finding yourself and releasing your emotions so that you can feel good and confident about yourself. Okay, bye-bye.